Good afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen and Paul from WinExtra, bringing you your daily brief for Friday, December the 3rd.
Right. I'm not going to give out to you too much for, again, screwing up the intro. Maybe I should take over the intros. I don't know. But I am going to say you are some cynical bastard.
Why?
Getting on here and saying good afternoon to everybody. You have to spend in the last 10 minutes going mental at your rig.
Oh, the reason is, folks, my sound is tinny today because I'm actually having to work off the webcam mic because my normal mic is being a pile of crap.
The word is shit. And I don't know what you did with your camera for zooming in so we wouldn't see the Canadian flag in the background, but you need to zoom it back out because it's doing some sort of weird auto zoom crap that is just driving me nuts.
Oh, it's not hard to drive you nuts.
Don't get me started, Hudson.
There we go. Is that better now? Is that better?
Hudson.
Okay.
Better, Hudson.
Yes.
It's not that I want to see you or anything, but I don't want to give our viewers vertigo either watching your camera just going.
Alright, well, on with the news flashes for today. First up, if you happen to be an AVG user on a 64-bit Windows 7, sucks to be you!
Turn it off now!
Because
do not do an update of AVG yet. If your computer hasn't been online, if your laptop has been turned off for the past 48 hours or so, do not. When it says updating AVG, do not let it happen under any way, shape, or form, or you will brick your 64-bit versions of Vista or Windows 7.
Yay, AVG. I'm so glad I got rid of using them years ago. I really am.
Preemptive tip for the weekend, folks. Microsoft Security Essentials. It's free, and this crap isn't likely to happen. Only a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, we talked about McAfee bricking computers with their antivirus update, and today we're talking about AVG bricking it. Now, if you have bricked your computer, you're probably not watching this because your computer is bricked. But if you are fortunate enough to get online and manage to see us elsewhere, there are links in the show notes to how to fix this. It does involve downloading a recovery CD from AVG.
Oh, a nice way to go.
Oh, not just that, Stephen. This gets even better. It then involves navigating into your system folder and actually renaming critical files. And users are supposed to do this in order to get their machine back and working.
Are you freaking serious?
I'm not messing with you at all. I put the link in the bottom of the story at the show notes so you can see it for yourself.
Oh my god.
It's from the AVG forums, and I just have it opening it up there. And yeah, basically use the rescue CD, go into Utilities File Manager, mount your system drive, go in there and rename all of the files starting with AVG, and then Control-Alt-Delete, restart your system. Cross your fingers, do a dance twice around the totem pole, wear your wife's underwear on your head, and pray to whatever god you believe in that your machine will restart.
That is just amazing. Oh, God. Well, on a good note, it seems, I don't know how many people remember that there's been this ongoing fuss over Xbox users modding their cases, and Microsoft and prosecutors in one state decided it was time to take some sucker to court, Matthew Crippen, South California. Well, the prosecutors dismissed the charges.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by the title on this Wired story, which is that, they dismissed the Xbox modding case. It's not about cases. It's sort of a misnomer in the title. What the guy was actually doing was he was modding Xboxes so that you could play pirated games, or if you're actually worried about your Xbox games and you make backups of your Xbox games so your discs don't get destroyed, so you could play those games. See, there is a legal and fair use to this too, not just piracy, but of course it does open the door to piracy. Anyway, the prosecution's case apparently rested on this idea of piracy, but there was no real way to prove that it was piracy.
Yeah.
So the guy who had been the undercover investigator was apparently then supposed to have said, like a couple of days before the trial, that he had seen your man test it with a pirated video game to verify the hack. Turns out that the investigator never said this.
Yeah.
And of course the judge then sort of
let loose.
Threw it out.
A 30-minute tirade the judge had on these guys.
Yeah. Well, you also have to wonder, too, this was to be expected even if it went further, in light of the ruling about being able to jailbreak the iPhone, because it's all about you actually owning the hardware and you being able to modify it for your own purposes then. The piracy is a matter of intent, it's not a matter of action.
Yeah.
And that is the difference, because you could mod your Xbox with the sole intention of backing up your discs and games in case they get damaged.
Exactly.
But they have to prove the intent for piracy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a lawyer, but...
Hey.
Yay!
Big day yesterday as far as Microsoft was concerned. They had the Silverlight conference where they announced Silverlight 5 with a whole slew of new features to be added to it.
Well, we've been discussing this over the past couple of weeks in roundabout terms with regards to Windows Phone 7 development. I didn't actually get to see the conference myself yesterday. I believe there was a stream, but I didn't get to catch it. But just some interesting thing for anybody who is developing with Silverlight or interested in knowing what Silverlight will bring you as a consumer on your internet browsing experience. We're looking at stuff like latency being reduced because it's going to happen in a background thread. So that basically means your videos and stuff are going to load faster, while the page is loading around them. We're also going to see a native support for 64-bit systems, which means it's going to be less intensive on your system. We're also seeing offloading to the GPU, so that basically means your graphics card is going to handle 3D stuff, which opens up the door for a whole new range of sort of rich applications and possibly even games within Silverlight that really take
one of the other things they did say during the conference is that one of the prime things they wanted to do with Silverlight 5 was be able to get it to run well on lesser hardware. Meaning, i.e., netbooks, so on and so forth.
But that also means then that not only does it have to be better coded and put together better, but if there is other stuff on the hardware that it can take, that it can use, like if there is a GPU, even if it's a low-power GPU, what can it offload to that to make things run faster?
Yeah.
It's good news.
Yeah.
Also, good news and kind of Windows Phone 7 related, considering Silverlight will probably be one of the main development platforms for Phone 7. If you're in the Netherlands right now and you're a Microsoft employee, you probably just got your Windows Phone 7 phone.
Lucky 1,200 suckers.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we're mentioning this is that the rollout to the 89,000 plus Microsoft employees has actually begun. I know they were all waiting on them in order to get them, and everybody wondering when they were going to get them. But it has started, and most of, if not all, I believe, of the employees in the Netherlands have gotten the Samsung Omnia 7 handsets.
Nice little phone.
Samsung's have been doing well. They have surpassed the HTC 7s.
Yeah, I think the Samsung Focus is still the primo phone to have for Windows Phone 7.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah. Just in time for the holidays, Microsoft Games for the Holidays promo, and it has co-op games cooperating.
Yeah, this is interesting. This isn't interesting so much for the games themselves as it is that it's one of the first times that we're starting to see with Microsoft that if you buy a game, features in the other games are really relying on you having the other games. So, for example, the 3 games that are coming out is World of Kelflings, which is a sequel to Kingdom of Kelflings, Rascals, and Ilomilo.
I can never pronounce that one either.
Right? But, for example, if you purchase all 3, then, for example, in World of Kelflings, you will have access to Elo and Milo, as well as Rascals, as characters. So, if you only purchase 2, you're going to get certain features unlocked in the other 2 games. If you purchase 1, you're only going to have certain features. It's kind of like what we see in some games in terms of achievements. For example, in Gears of War 2, there's certain achievements that you can only unlock if you actually happen to own and have unlocked them in Gears of War 1. But this time we're seeing it across 3 games that otherwise aren't related to each other.
Interesting little play.
Interesting way to get people to fork out cash for more games.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes, finally. An interesting story regarding Microsoft, the hacking of the Microsoft Kinect again. MIT Media Labs has built a Chrome extension that uses Microsoft's Kinect to navigate on web pages and around Chrome's Chrome. The extension is called Depth.js and is available on GitHub.
Alright, I haven't seen this, I haven't tried it, I haven't even seen a video. But I can imagine, you know.
Yeah.
Next page!
Yeah.
Take it to the extremes, you know?
Yeah. No,
why bother having, like, you know, a pathetic little hand gesture?
Get out of here! Next story! Yeah, actually, it's pretty cool. It is amazing what these guys are coming out with to be built on Kinect. One of the subjects we're going to be talking about this weekend, I believe, on the WinExtra on Windows podcast, with a special
and we
guest.
actually have a special guest this week. We have Sarah Perez from Read Write Web, also known as Sarah in Tampa.
Yeah, and she also writes for IO9 or no Channel 10, I think it is. I'm not sure. One of the Microsoft blogs. Yeah, one of them. I10.
You're such a wonderful show host.
I10.
You don't even know who you're.
I10. It's I10, I said.
All right, you gray-haired gitcha.
Okay, folks, on that note, we're going to call this one to a close and let you go for your weekend. Have a good one. It's Paul and Steve from WinExtra, bringing you your daily brief for December the 3rd, and I got that one right. See you on YouTube. Vote us up. Have a good weekend.
Good weekend, folks.